For years, California's rental market felt like a one-sided fight. Landlords had all the leverage, and renters were the ones taking the hits. But in 2025, the dynamic flipped. Something shifted in a big way, and many landlords weren't prepared for it. Rental listings are stacking up across the state. Vacancy rates are reaching heights not seen in about 10 years. Zillow and Redfin data shows statewide rents falling an average of 6% this year, with some cities seeing drops in the double digits. Luxury units that once rented almost instantly now sit vacant for months. Offers like free rent, no deposits, and steep price cuts have become common, even though they seemed impossible just 2 years ago. Three main factors sparked this change. A wave of new construction flooded the market. Migration slowed as companies pulled workers back into offices, and the overall cost of living pushed even well-paid residents to move elsewhere. It all came together at once. Today, we're going through 10 California cities where the downturn is hitting the fastest, and what's behind the shift. Starting at number 10, Santa Clarita. This city has long sold the ideal suburban lifestyle: tidy neighborhoods, top-rated schools, and a break from Los Angeles's chaos. Families moved there in large numbers for years, but in 2025, the picture looks different. Vacancy rates reached 7.8%, the highest they've been in a decade. The median rent for a two-bedroom fell from $2,900 to $2,250, a drop of 23%. Developers built heavily during the pandemic, assuming the flow of people leaving LA would continue indefinitely. Entire new complexes went up with the expectation they'd fill right away. But as remote work pulled back and office attendance increased, long commutes lost their appeal. Renters now have the upper hand. Landlords offer free months and waive deposits, something unheard of recently. Santa Clarita is still attractive, but its housing market no longer adds up the way it used to. Coming in at number 9 is Long Beach. It used to be the place where people could get an ocean view without Malibu-level prices. It was the middle-class alternative to the rest of coastal Southern California. But in 2025, things look very different. Vacancy rates almost hit percent thus since the Great Recession. The median two-bedroom rent fell from $2,700 to $2,400. Downtown luxury buildings are cutting prices by hundreds just to stay competitive. Signs offering 2 months free and no deposits hang where there used to be waiting lists. Builders assumed coastal demand would stay strong forever, but the return-to-office shift changed everything. Hybrid workers left for job hubs closer to Los Angeles or out of the state altogether. High costs are also weighing on the market. Insurance premiums are up more than 20%. Utilities are more expensive, and rent control rules have pushed many smaller landlords to sell or hold units off the market. Long Beach has become another example of the rental slowdown. At number 8 is Oakland. The East Bay city, known for its grit and resilience, is running into real trouble. Vacancy rates rose above 10.5%. Average rents fell 11%. High-rises that once filled with San Francisco commuters are now half empty. The turning point came with the 2023 tech layoffs. Thousands of workers moved away. Remote work drained the city's office district. Safety concerns made outmigration even worse. Landlords are dropping rents by hundreds. Some offer 3 months free. Others throw in perks like parking or gym access. Investors who expected steady appreciation are seeing losses, and small landlords are starting to sell at a loss. At number 7 is Sacramento. California's capital became the go-to landing spot for thousands of Bay Area remote workers between 2020 and 2022. Rents jumped 40% in 3 years. The skyline was full of cranes, and luxury high-rises started construction across downtown. Investors called it the next boom city. By 2025, the momentum reversed. Vacancy rates hit 9.2%. Average rents fell 7% year over year. Developers counted on long-term population growth, but ended up with a temporary surge. Many newcomers left. Some returned to Bay Area offices, while others left the state for places like Boise and Austin. Towers that once had wait lists now promote 60 days free just to convert inquiries into leases. Sacramento's boomtown buzz has faded. Number 6 takes us to Los Angeles. For decades, LA seemed untouchable. The rental market never truly softened. That streak ended in 2025. Rent prices across LA County fell 8% year over year, the sharpest drop since 2009. Vacancy rates climbed above 7%, and some neighborhoods are reporting rates much higher. Even the West Side, which was once off limits for most renters, now has lingering listings with incentives attached. The main driver is outmigration. Since 2020, more than 200,000 people have left LA County for more affordable states like Nevada, Arizona, and Texas. Remote work gave people flexibility, and many never returned. Developers kept building, expecting demand to keep up, but many new high-rises are only half occupied. Renters finally have leverage again. LA isn't collapsing, but the market is adjusting. Number 5 is San Francisco. This city has always shown the extremes of California's economy, and now it's seeing the deepest rental slide in the state. Vacancy rates rose past 11%. The median one-bedroom rent fell from $3,750 to $3,200. Downtown feels empty compared to what it used to be. Remote work reduced daily foot traffic, and tech layoffs wiped out thousands of high-income renters. Developers converted underused office buildings into housing, adding even more supply. Neighborhoods like Soma and Civic Center tell the same story. Modern buildings with floors sitting dark at night. Even well-known properties are offering incentives and rent cuts that once seemed impossible. For the first time in years, middle-income renters can afford parts of the city again. San Francisco is in the middle of a major identity shift. The boom has come to a halt. Turning east for number 4, we reach Riverside. For years, it was the reliable option for people priced out of the coastal counties, but even the Inland Empire is showing strain. Vacancy rates reached 9.4%. Average rents fell almost 10% year over year. This is a major change for a region once called California's affordability buffer. During the migration boom, developers rushed to meet what seemed like endless demand. New buildings appeared across Moreno Valley, East Hemet, and downtown Riverside. But population growth leveled off. Remote work rolled back. Many people who moved there in the early 2020s are now leaving the state altogether. Insurance and utility costs climbed sharply. Logistics and warehouse jobs weakened. Amazon scaled back expansion, cutting thousands of jobs. Landlords are trying everything: waived fees, free parking, flexible terms. But many buildings are still quiet. Riverside's stability is showing cracks. At number 3, we move to San Diego. Few places represent coastal living quite like San Diego. But even this city is cooling off. Rents dropped 7%. Vacancy rates surpassed 8%, the highest since 2010. This is happening in once red-hot areas like Pacific Beach, Little Italy, and Hillcrest. Developers filled the skyline with luxury apartments aimed at biotech and defense professionals. But inflation, high interest rates, and tight corporate budgets slowed demand dramatically. Those new towers now promote move-in bonuses and rent credits. The issue isn't just oversupply. The cost of living has pushed the market past what many people can afford. The correction isn't a crash, but it's a reality check. Flying north for number 2, San Jose. The heart of Silicon Valley once felt immune to downturns. It had some of the highest rents in the country. But in 2025, even San Jose is struggling to fill units. Median rent fell 12% year over year. Vacancy rates moved above 10%, something the city hasn't seen in about 20 years. Layoffs at Google, Meta, and PayPal cleared out thousands of high-income renters. Remote work allowed employees to move to cities with lower costs, and many left for Austin, Denver, and Salt Lake City. Downtown high-rises are now half-occupied. Luxury buildings are quietly reducing rents by $400 to $700 a month. The market was built on the expectation that tech growth would continue indefinitely. That confidence has faded. For renters, the shift has been a long time coming. And finally, at number 1, Bakersfield. Long known as a working-class center and one of the most affordable parts of the state, Bakersfield is now facing its own oversupply problem. Vacancy rates climbed past 12%, the highest anywhere in California. Rents fell 13% year over year. Developers built thousands of units during the pandemic, convinced that migration from LA and Fresno would stay strong. But demand dropped off quickly. New complexes on the edges of town are half empty and offer 2 months free with no deposits. Job losses have made things worse. Agriculture has been hit by drought and automation. Logistics and oil work have both softened. Many renters have simply packed up and left. For landlords, it's a reminder that no market is guaranteed. If Bakersfield is dealing with empty units, the correction isn't on the way. It's already here. From Santa Clarita to Bakersfield, California's rental market is going through a major reset. Renters finally have leverage again, and that shift will influence where people live and how the state functions for years. If you like this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment with your city and what you're paying for rent.